Imagine this: no tanks, no soldiers, no laws broken. Yet one country, one company, one institution quietly gains control over another. Not by force, by debt. And here's the uncomfortable part. Everyone involved signed the papers willingly. This matters right now because global debt has crossed $300 trillion. That's not a typo. 300 trillion. More debt than the world produces in several years combined. And most people still think debt is just a personal problem. A credit card thing, a mortgage thing. It's not. Debt is one of the most powerful tools ever invented, and it works best when it looks boring. Let's start small. You lend a friend $100, no interest, just help. Suddenly the relationship shifts, slightly. They owe you. You didn't ask for power, but you got some. Now scale that up. A bank lends a business $10 million. The business grows, expands, hires people. But every month, part of its future income is already spoken for. Before salaries, before innovation, before risk. The lender doesn't need to run the business. The lender just needs the payment. This is where debt quietly turns into leverage, because debt isn't about money today. Here's how the system actually works. When banks lend money, they don't take it from a vault. Most of it is created digitally, numbers typed into existence. The borrower gets spending power. The bank gets a legal claim on future labor. That claim is enforceable, predictable, transferable. Debt can be sold, bundled, traded. Your loan becomes someone else's asset, and assets create influence. Now zoom out to governments. When a government borrows, it doesn't miss a payment the way people do. It restructures, it negotiates, it prints, it taxes, it cuts spending. Someone always pays eventually, usually citizens who never voted on the loan. Governments borrow because they can, and because the system rewards it. If a country owes you billions, you don't need to invade it, you just need to wait. Debt gives you a seat at the table, sometimes control over policy, sometimes access to infrastructure, sometimes priority over natural resources. No violence required. And it's all legal. Here's the uncomfortable math. If you control enough debt, you don't need to own things. You just need to be owed. Ownership is risky. Debt is safer. If a company fails, shareholders lose first. Lenders get paid first. In crisis, debt holders are protected. Equity holders are wiped out. So power flows toward lenders, quietly, consistently. Now comes the irony. Debt is sold as growth, opportunity, stability, and sometimes it is. But too much debt doesn't create freedom. It narrows choices. A company deep in debt can't pivot easily. A government buried in debt can't act freely. A household overloaded with debt can't say no. Debt doesn't shout, it whispers constraints. And here's where hype and reality diverge. We're told debt is neutral, just a tool. Use it wisely. But the system is tilted. Those who already have capital can lend and gain influence. Those who need capital must accept conditions. Interest isn't just a price. It's a filter. It decides who grows fast, who survives downturns, who controls time. Because debt pulls future effort into the present. You work tomorrow to pay for today. Enough of that and the future stops being flexible. Zoom out even more. Global markets run on confidence that debt will be honored, that payments will continue, that growth will cover obligations. But growth slows, populations age, productivity flattens, debt doesn't. So what happens when promises stack faster than reality can fulfill them? We've seen hints: financial crises, bailouts, inflation, austerity. Debt never disappears, it just moves. From banks to governments, from governments to citizens, from today to tomorrow. Always forward, always down the chain. And no one technically breaks the rules. That's the genius and the danger. Debt creates power without needing control, influence without ownership, compliance without force. So the next time you hear about a loan, a bond, a bailout, or a stimulus, don't ask how much money is involved. Ask one question. Who is gaining a claim on the future? Because whoever owns the future doesn't need to raise their voice today.